Josh with Scout Reviews.
And I'm Travis.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget.
Hey, welcome to Scout Reviews. I'm Josh.
I'm Travis.
And we have two guests with us today.
Well, he's kind of familiar. He's new.
This is Brian and Jason, you've seen before if you've watched any of our other stuff. So the reason we have two guests today is we are going to be doing a tequila brand challenge. Now, the tequila brand challenge is going to be basically a combined score from a Blanco, Reposado, and Anejo blind tastings. Now, this particular part, we're going to have three parts.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have three parts, and part one is Blanco. Now, we'll have our first, second, third, fourth place at the end of this video, and then once we have completed the Reposado and Anejo videos, then we'll combine all the scores, and we'll know overall which brand in the premium tequila brands, because these are all premium tequilas, is king. So what we have today, Travis, you want to go ahead and introduce our competitors?
All right. So we have a G4. This is the Blanco Premium from G4, the Fortaleza Blanco. Always love the lid on there. Nice attention to detail. Tesoro, El Tesoro Tequila Blanco, and the ArteNOM Selection 1123. I won't say that's quite a Blanco, but I mean, it's really close.
I mean,
It's still a Blanco.
rated as a Blanco,
It
even
is
though
a
it
Blanco.
is a bit darker than any other Blanco I've ever seen before.
Yep, but it's fun. And you and I both love the 1146.
It is right now. Right now, it has the gold medal. It's first place on the pedestal. So. All right. So we're going to do this blind, and we're going to do this blind a little bit different than we would normally do a blind. We are going to cut out here in a minute. Those off stage we're going to exit. Those off stage are going to come in and set up the blind. We're going to come back. We're going to go ahead and do our grading, which we have real grading stuff for a change. And then we will come back on and then go through it, explain, what we liked, what we didn't like, or liked less, and what won, etc.
And I'll point out one slightly tinted elephant in the room. We will know the ArteNOM, but we're still going to be objective in that. See, it'll be interesting.
Okay. We'll see you soon.
Be back.
And we're back. So we have gone through and tasted, smelled, and all that other fun stuff. We've got our guesses on what we think is what. And I think we'll start with Jason down there. And Jason, on that first one, what color is this? Green? What were your ratings? And then we'll discuss and see if anybody wants to change their scores up.
Sure, absolutely. Overall ratings were 5.544. So I felt that the color, I gave it a 5. I felt that not only was it clear, but that's representative of what I expected. I saw the 5 for the aroma because I got more of a salt, lime, buttery type of an aroma when I was smelling that. With the taste, I gave it a 4. Wonderful, but it just didn't have any complexity that I was enjoying. And for the finish, I also gave it a 4. It felt slightly fruity, but not enough that I saw it as noticeable. Anyways, those are mine.
Nice. Okay. It doesn't make me want to change any of my scores. Does anybody want to change any of theirs?
No.
All right, Travis, your turn.
So we're talking about the first one still?
First one
All
still.
right, first one still, yeah. So actually, I am very similar to Jason here. 5.544. Color's clear.
That's not very similar, Travis. That's exactly.
No, my nose, salt, lime, vanilla on the nose. The taste was your expected tequila taste. It's agave, a little bit of vanilla, but that kind of citrusy, peppery, agave sweetness that you expect tequila. The finish, I gave it a 4. It was actually moderate to long for a Blanco. I thought that I was impressed. Yeah.
Okay. Anybody want to change anything?
No.
Nothing. All right. Brian.
Yeah. So this was actually my favorite out of all of them. And I'm not a tequila connoisseur. You guys sound like you are. So I'm going to say it was crystal clear. I agree with y'all on that. I think the aroma and the taste were the best of all of them. It wasn't too strong of a pungent tequila taste that I suffered from in my early drinking days. Does not make me want to reminisce on, spending too much time in the bathroom after.
Okay.
It is excellent. I'm probably the critic amongst y'all of tequilas. But the finish was the best. The aroma was the best. I'd say the taste when I'm drinking it in is probably not the most pleasant of all of them, but it is up there. It's a delicious tequila. I would drink this today, even though I don't drink it.
Okay. And your scores were?
5 for color, aroma 4, taste 3, finish 4, and my rating overall was 16. Like this is the best.
All right. Anybody want to change anything? Okay. My turn. Now, if you've watched any of our other tequila videos, you know I'm not particularly partial to Blanco tequilas. That being said, this green, whatever that ends up being, I rather enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I gave the color a 5 because it's a Blanco, so clear. The aroma, I thought the aroma was actually really good. And it smelled like tequila that I would want to drink, not tequila that makes me go, uh-oh. Taste-wise, again, it's a Blanco. So I gave it a 4 because I don't think any Blanco is a 5. That's just me personally. The finish, I thought it was medium to long on the finish, which was highly surprising considering, again, it's a Blanco tequila. I thought the flavor and the aroma were both very strong and, just hit the right spots. You had the agave, the vanilla, the salt type flavor, all that. Now, when it comes to, that means I gave it a 19. That's probably the highest score, which is kind of crazy for the non-Blanco drinking tequila person to give it the highest score. You might want to change anything?
No.
Okay. So my guess is this is Fortaleza.
That's what I put as well.
Me too.
Oh, I'll be weird. I'm going to say it's the G4.
Okay. Now on to the next one. What color is this? What was that? Red, pink, fuchsia, whatever. So for me, this was my second favorite air.
Okay.
I gave color 5. It's clear. Now the aroma, I give it a 3. It has a good aroma, but it's not really there. It's very, very light. And then on the taste, same thing for the taste. The taste was very similar to the first one, to the green, but it was just less of it. And the finish, the same thing. I mean, it's like a watered down version of the first one, so it's good. It's just not as good.
Yeah.
So I gave it a 14. Brian?
Yeah, I agree with you on most of that. Actually, I gave the color a 4. I gave the color a 4 and not a 5 because I feel like I can tell the difference between the clearness in these. These seem a little more what's the word? Viscous. I think it seems like when I hold these up to the light. I think this one even looks like the Fortaleza. But these two seem a little more viscous. So I gave it a 4, which maybe I'm totally wrong and it's all psychological. We'll find out in a minute. The aroma was 4. It was excellent. Like you were saying, it's not too much there. It's not pungent or anything. It smells like what you would hope a classy tequila would smell like. The taste was excellent. I thought the taste was amazing. I thought the taste was actually better than this one here. The finish was awful, in my opinion. It felt like harsh. That's
Okay.
what I thought. I even ate an extra cracker to make sure that was.
Ooh, that's a double cracker tequila?
Yeah,
That's
it's a
a
double.
cracker tequila.
And it was. I was not a fan of the finish. It was. It stuck there a little too long. So I gave the finish a 1. So overall, I give it a 13. And my guess is that it's a score. I could be.
Okay, does anybody want to change anything on their stuff like that? All right, Travis?
All right, so I rated the color a 5 because again, it's clear. Aroma 3. Again, it was just it's there. It's just not as in your face as the first one by any means. Taste, I gave it a 3. I thought it was a fairly average tasting, what you'd expect of a tequila, but nothing exceptional. Finish, I gave it a 2. I felt like it tapered off into a jalapeno pepper type finish after starting off with a nice, sweeter introduction. Still not a bad one. I'm guessing that one's the actual El Tesoro. I switched these up by accident. So anyway, but yeah, I think that one's El Tesoro, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm really curious, but yeah, it was an interesting one.
That was my guess as well.
Okay, that's good.
Cool. Ron or Jason?
One of those names. So I was
So many people.
I can't keep
So
up.
much tequila.
So I was very different, definitely from Travis and Brian. So I gave this one a 4 for the color because I thought I saw a slight pinkness to it, and I was like, I hope it's not just a little dot on there. But even off to the side, I thought I saw a little bit of a tint to it. But everything else, I gave it 5s. For the aroma, I kind of got beyond the lime aroma. I actually kind of got almost like an aquatic sense, like almost like you're in some sort of like a beach cove, and like whenever the sea waters kind of come in, and I just love that part altogether. Also, on a first date, just as pleasant and beautiful. Just letting you know. But I gave it 5 for the taste because it seemed a little flowery. And I kind of liked how light it was. And for me, I enjoyed the smoothness. I catch what you're saying about the jalapeno part of it. I felt like it was enough that it was like kind of mellow that I enjoyed riding that wave all the way out. So yeah, and I gave it a 19. I loved it.
What did you give your finish?
A 5.
5. Wow.
Yeah.
You kind of made me want to go Baja. I'm like,
Yeah.
So what are we doing here? Let's just go.
Interesting. No, very interesting. Go ahead and lead us off the next one.
Absolutely, more than happy to. Now, this one here, this third one, in my opinion, was what I expected coming into the Blancos. Okay, so it was clear. Very happy to say that. So gave it a 5 on that right there, and then it went downhill from there for me. I felt that the aroma, I gave it a 2. It for me is that it was just hitting me, not with so much that I was getting complexity of flavor as much as it was just hitting me. And it was like I was not enjoying that part as much. The taste, I gave a 3. The salt that I felt like was coming off of it, I didn't feel it was being matched up with anything else to enjoy on that part of it. And the finish for me, I gave it a 3 because it kind of stung my nose a little bit. So overall, for the third one, I gave it a 13.
That's interesting. Now, I'll start off with a quick disclaimer on this one because this one was probably my lowest rated one. A Blanco tequila is generally what you expect to be found in a tequila, a margarita.
Yeah, it makes
It's a mixer. You do not want it to overwhelm. You want it to complement flavors. So we don't typically consider Blanco a sipper. We have other tequilas for that. Keep that in mind. So color, obviously, it's clear. So 5 is what you expect. Aroma, I did not find it to be particularly strong in any category there with aromas. So I rated that a 2. It's fairly unremarkable, fairly typical. Taste, I gave it a 1. Lacked any kind of complexity. It was not really forward with any particular flavor. It was definitely a background flavor. Definitely something, like you said, when you would mix in tequila, or a margarita, tequila in a margarita, it's not going to overwhelm any particular flavor. It may complement a little bit, but you're not going to come out with a strong tequila flavor in any kind of mixer situation. Finish, again, I rated it a 2. It's short, quick, kind of peppery, and frankly, a little spicy. Of these all, I think this was probably the rougher of the finishes, just by nature. So anyway, I rated this one a total of 10, and I believe this is a G4. We'll see.
So I consider this one the least favorite of this. I did not know that about Blanco tequilas. Again, not a tequila connoisseur here. The color is 4. Like I said, it seems a little more viscous than this one on the end, which I rated a 5. The aroma, taste, and finish all were a 2. This takes me back to my poor days of drinking tequila. It is a little pungent, but if I were to have this in a margarita, I think I would enjoy it a whole lot more, and I can understand where that's coming from. Definitely, I feel like it would give that right flavor you'd expect in a margarita. So overall, I gave it a 10. My guess is the G4, but
See, I'm strange. I thought this was the Fortaleza. Just a guess.
Okay. So for me, now with everything they've said, I need to double check. Nope. Don't need that.
And
Okay,
you're so
so-
good at poker. You're so good at poker, and yet there it is.
I'm not swallowing.
what are you swallowing?
Poker chips.
Oh.
I was swallowing
tequila.
tequila. All right. So for me, this is my lowest rated one. This is what I was expecting coming into this. If you watched our other Blanco Tequila video, all those failed miserably. And we have 2. So the older one. And this is more in line with that in my book. I mean, it would be at the top of that, but it was still,
We'll link that video in the description.
yeah, well, it'll be linked. So the color, I give it a 5 because it's clear. It's a Blanco Tequila. It's what it's supposed to be. For the aroma, I give it a 1. To me, it smells like feet.
Yeah.
I can see that.
On the taste, I gave it a 1 because I don't like it. I mean, if I mix it, it'll be completely fine. But, we're doing this neat, so that's how the grade goes. Finish, I gave it a 1. I just thought it was, in a margarita, perfect. It doesn't linger. It's there and gone. It hits and it's like a hit and run. It's a TikTok. So overall for me, it's an 8. I guessed G4 due to the fact that G4's lost for us before. So, but this is just a Blanco. Now on the end, let's just say, this is the ArteNOM. We all know it because it's the only one that isn't clear. Okay, which starts us off. I gave it a 3 on color because it's a Blanco. That looks more like a Reposado. The aroma, this is second place for me on aroma. It's light. It was a light, crisp, clear aroma. I thought it was really good. The only reason it's not a 5 is it wasn't as Blanco Tequila as this. And that was really good.
It was.
On the taste, I gave it a 2. I might have given it a 3, but I went with 2 just because the first one I gave a 4. It's a 2. It's light. It's good. It's just weak on flavor. It's not bad. It's just weak. The finish, I gave it a 4. I thought the finish was good.
Yep.
You got that light, crisp flavor, and it stays. So overall, it's a 13. If I bumped up the taste, then it'd be tied for second. It's really close between it and this one. Cool, Brian?
Subjective. Yeah. So I was really harsh on the rating for color for this because I see Blanco as being clear, and if I were served water that looked like this, I would 100% be concerned. So in terms of the color rating, I gave it a 1.
That's an excellent point.
Yeah. It failed right off the bat just by looking at it.
He's right.
I'm changing.
Hang on, I'm going to change it too.
In terms of aroma, it was not as good as my favorites, but it wasn't bad. It was what I expected from tequila. That's a little bit of a nicer tequila, not cheap, not bad. It smells like a better tequila. Maybe not the best, but a better tequila. The taste and finish, I 100% agree. I think that if it weren't for the color, this would have won out for me, actually. I thought the taste and finish were excellent. I gave them a 5 for taste. The finish, just because I'm not a huge tequila person, the finish was not my favorite. But overall, I gave it a 13, and I don't know how you guessed that it was that one, but I'm impressed.
Very nice. Maybe because it doesn't look like water.
So, through the powers of deduction, I deduced this was ArteNOM. Let's get out with that. That's a smart one. Yeah, right? You're the detective. Exactly. Okay, so I did change my rating to 1. You're right. If I was served water that looked like that, yeah, with that in mind, I definitely 1. That being said, I only dropped it down 1 point. I had originally rated it a 2, but I was trying to be nice. But you're right. Well, if water came to my table looking like that, you're absolutely right. All right, aroma, 3. Again, it was fairly middle of the road as far as aroma goes, fairly unremarkable. Taste, I'm going to go ahead and give it a 3. Again, middle of the road, fairly unremarkable, not overly complex. And finish, I gave it a 3. It's just an upfront, and then it ends. Short to mid-length finish, I guess, is what I would rate that as. Again, might be good in the mixer. Definitely, I think it lacked complexity, especially when you compare it to the first one, which rated highest. So this one scored a 10 for me, and again, I'm just guessing. Just on chance that I think that's right.
I think you're right.
I think so. I had a feeling.
I bet my child's life on it.
We should call you Sherlock, man.
Good luck with that, Michaela. Yeah. So I would say I stayed at a 2. I didn't see anything floating in it, so I didn't go with a 1. But for color, golden. It's like if there were various colors for it to be, I'll be okay with that. But I gave it a 2. For aroma, I gave it a 2 because I found it a bit pungent. It felt like I had just walked into a Michael's for the first time in 3 years. And with it I was expecting that on the left, I would see some potpourri, and on the right, I would see some car kits that required super glue. I would say for me, the taste was a bit bland. I didn't really see anything other than it's tequila. Okay, great. So I gave it a 2. And with that is, I think Brian is just a lovely person who is able to see the good in so many things. The finish for me, it stung. It kind of hurt a little bit. I gave it a 2. For me, this was just not my favorite. I gave it an 8 overall. That being said, would I put it on my child's pacifier to get them to fall asleep? Quite possibly. But besides that, I probably wouldn't use it too much.
He has no children, so
I am free and clear, ladies. Just saying.
and you're not going to stay there.
I'm the only single one up here. I think we know why. There you go.
How much tequila have you had?
All right.
Well, I finished
So, on the green, so I gave him 19.
All right.
Brian, you gave a
The green is the last one.
yes.
16.
18.
18.
All right, I'll do the math in a minute. Red. This is the next one.
13.
13. Travis.
13.
I gave that one a 19.
And I gave it a 14. Yellow, the next one.
10.
10.
10.
10.
13.
13. I believe I gave it an 8. Blue's the last one. 13.
He gave it 10.
Travis gave it 10. Jason.
8. Wasn't paying attention there.
You gave an 8 on the last one?
Yep.
And I gave it a 11 after the changes. Okay.
Really?
All right, what'd you get?
Okay, so
In that right there.
it is not. So that 71 points.
Okay.
59 points. 42 points.
Wow.
Blue. And then yellow with 41 points.
Okay.
Pretty close.
All right, so now let's find out what's what.
Okay. I'm curious.
Okay, blue, we already know, ArteNOM.
Oh, yeah, you were right.
Whew.
That was close.
Yeah.
I'm nervous about that.
The,
Connoisseur.
the green is El Tesoro.
Oh.
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 El Tesoro.
A treasure it is.
No, this is terrible.
Oh, no. No, 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 no.
The red is G4.
Oh!
Well, I should not have changed my answer originally.
That's why I gave it a 19. Thank you, G4. Happy to take sponsorship.
Yeah, so that's G4. The third place, blue, is the ArteNOM, and Fortaleza was last place.
I did not see that coming.
Not at all. All right. Okay.
Well,
Those are
I was right on two.
our combined scores.
We're at least consistently wrong, guys. I think
No,
we're all
I
listening.
was better than y'all. I'm just saying. I'm not
You were.
consistent.
You were. You were the one who stood out.
Absolutely. Thank you,
interesting. Interesting.
Very much so.
Well, I'm surprised we got to Tesoro, honestly. So, interesting. Very interesting.
It's the only one I haven't tried out of all four of them individually.
Well, be able. Cool.
Well, this is part one of our tequila brand off challenge. So El Tesoro is currently champion of the brands. All of these tequilas do not have additives. They're all good stuff when it comes to that. The price wise, it's roughly $50 across the board for each one of these. They might fluctuate $5 down or up depending on where you buy. But that's about $50 for each bottle.
Are any of these allocated?
No, but yes.
Okay.
So the G4, the Fortaleza, and the El Tesoro, they're not allocated, but around here anyways, you can only find them in certain spots.
Interesting. Okay.
And when some of them come in, they're gone immediately. The ArteNOM, I mean, I've only ever seen that brand at the Total Wine.
Interesting.
So if there wasn't a Total Wine around here, I'd have to drive around to find it.
Huh. Okay.
So they're findable. They're not allocated, but like the Fortaleza, I mean, nobody's been able to find Fortaleza up until recently for 6 months to a year.
Interesting.
So yeah, about $50
a bottle. I mean, that's all I've got on this one.
Yeah, it's interesting. Well, I look forward to the next part.
Guys, y'all want to
Say
add
something.
anything?
Oh, I mean, other than I'm super impressed because I wasn't expecting too much going into it. Not a tequila guy, but yeah, no, there's two of them that I would totally enjoy going forward. Yeah.
It's fun.
All right. Well, we'll see you next time. Jason and Brian will be with us for this entire series. And have a great one. I'm Josh.
I'm Travis.
Yeah, I'm Jason. We didn't practice that.
Brian's shy. And this is Brian. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and have a good one.
Take care.
Bye.